going on, guys? Devil Orange 927 here, back again for another video. And here today, guys, I'm gonna be presenting kind of my general thoughts in regards to Battlefield 1. You know, the release is like really soon. Like I think we only have like a week left, and then that's like when the game's gonna come out. So like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. And also I'm making this video because I promised you guys I would be doing a Battlefield 1 beta review. This is kind of a review though, this far late. I might as well do something else regarding this, but this is why I'm going to discuss why I think Battlefield, because I've seen its early reviews, I've seen gameplay early. It's why I personally believe Battlefield will influence the FPS genre, and if it doesn't, like, it should at least. Even if it doesn't, it should, because the fact is that Battlefield 1 has done stuff that very few other games has. While, yes, it doesn't really innovate anything new in the sense that it like adds so many new revolutionary mechanics or anything, it is more of the same. But what makes it really good is for once this actually takes a risk by going away from the focus groups, going away from what everything else does. You know, like, usually for most games, they just set it in the future now. It's like, hey, let's just make more future games and just do that. You know, Halo started in the future and stuff, that's fine. Destiny, yeah, Titanfall, right? But then you get crap like, you get a lot of stuff like these third-person games now that are set in the future. You get all this stuff, and by far, like, you also get, like, all these games with high-tech mobility now, and then by far the biggest victim of this setting period is, by far, Call of Duty, because Call of Duty has been having 3 games set in the future, and it's like, they just keep, setting more and more and more games in the future, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna judge Infinite Warfare as a game itself. I bet the game itself is probably just gonna be like every other Call of Duty, you know, just kill streaks, just shooting people, having your custom classes, maybe some survival mode, I don't know. It's Call of Duty, it's practically what you can expect, but it's like, what Call of Duty pisses people off on that Battlefield doesn't. In fact, people have complimented Battlefield for this reason is that Battlefield is listening to their fan base and stuff to do, and this is why I think Battlefield should be commended, because it's actually listening to its fans and it's actually really designed as a game. Because here's the thing, it's unfair for people to honestly compare COD to Battlefield when they state, oh, Call of Duty is like more balanced and crap, doesn't have as much gameplay, blah blah blah. And you have to realize this. First off, I deny that's even true, because let's be honest, COD has a crap ton of campers. But secondly, you have to consider, and this is why as a whole I think Battlefield just has a natural advantage over COD, is Battlefield has so much more that it has to do in order to accommodate itself. Battlefield, it puts you in these battlefields, these huge war maps that now are based off real settings. It's not like these maps are fake. Like, yes, what you're playing as and how the battle turns out, that's fake. But as a whole, these settings are real, so they kind of have to get careful look at that and just capture the World War I setting. And you know, that's why I find it that Battlefield put a lot of effort into its creation, and I think you know, it's getting good reviews so far, though I'm not sure how it's going to turn out once when it actually launches. You know, Battlefield as a whole has been, for the most part, just like, you know, it's just been like Battlefield. Sometimes I feel like Battlefield doesn't get enough credit, at least not as much as it should. So yeah, like, the fact about this is that I think Battlefield 1 does need to have its praise, especially since Battlefield 1, I'll be honest, I ran into very few issues with, even during its beta state, and it's like, if its beta was as balanced and stuff, and as good as it was, I'm just like imagining how the final product's gonna be, especially with all the new maps, and like, you know, it's just like crazy. You know, I just, Battlefield is that one game that I've seen, and it's something I haven't seen in a long time, have as much passion into its creation. You know, many games I have not seen put the passion into it, you know, act like it actually wants to be like an amazing game. But Battlefield, for once, actually tends to act like that. It actually acts like a game that wants to be really good instead of just being a game that wants to, you know, sell more money, because that appears to be the only thing games want to do nowadays, is just, you know, hey, let's get more money. And like, okay, yes, a game wants to make money. I have nothing against them for that. You know, it's a game made by developers who need money so they can feed their families and stuff. But I mean, it's not that kind of money that irritates me. It's when corporations get in there and try to do cheap tactics and stuff to get more money. It's like, this game doesn't really look like it's doing much of any of that. Yes, they have, they do have a random number generator, though I'm not sure if you could pay money for that or not. But all that's in there is just weapon skins. That's it. Like, there's nothing else in there. It's like weapon skins, maybe vehicle skins, I'm not sure. It's just mostly cosmetic items. And unlike Call of Duty, which is known for breaking their promises, I trust Battlefield's word a bit more with DICE and EA. Because, granted, I'm not saying DICE and EA are perfect, EA especially aren't, and DICE has made mistakes, most notably with Battlefront. However, most of their mistakes are known early on. They're not really that good when it comes with false advertising. Like, they're not good at it. So it's like, you can see problems from a mile away, and in my view, that's a good thing. It's like, so I know what I'm getting into. Like, honestly, the only thing that kind of took people by surprise when it came with the cheap stuff that DICE has ever done, and even then this is more of EA's fault, is just when Battlefield 4 had its failed launch. But it's like, you know, Battlefield 4 had a failed launch because, well, it was driven, short-term profit-driven thinking by EA, and then Battlefront did that, had similar results. And yes, Battlefield 4 is a successful game, but it could have been even more successful if it had launched in the correct condition. And honestly, to get the popularity that it does have now, took a lot of, like, compensating. You know, like a lot of free DLC, a lot of marketing into its DLC, so bring people back. And, like, you know, it's just, it took a lot, and I feel like for one, and, you know, Battlefront, it's not even in the top 10s anymore, so we kind of know how that turned out. And let's be honest, it's like, there's no reason Battlefront shouldn't have been in the top 10s. You know, it was made by a competent studio / company, and, you know, it had probably one of the most recognizable name and brands in the history of, you know, genres. So, like, let's be honest, when you think of sci-fi, you kind of think of Star Wars a lot of times, or sci-fi fantasy, whatever you think of. But point is, though, is that I do feel like Battlefield 1 will avoid this crap, especially since early reviews, granted, I'm not sure Battlefield 4 ran into early reviews with the bugs and stuff. I would have to check. Though, honestly, I played its beta, and by its beta, it worked pretty well. Like, yes, there were a couple of lags. Maybe the beta itself crashed maybe twice. But it's like, as a whole, it was alright, and it was, like, really good. So, like, you know, it's all good. It's just, yeah, that's about it, guys. Like, that's all I really have to say. I do recommend Battlefield 1. I'll be having a review for it when it comes out. And, like, I'm going to be doing a review for Battlefield 1. And then later in time, Call of Duty, Titanfall 2, etc. Which, speaking of that, I will be doing a Titanfall 2 video. If not, I've done it already by the time this video is uploaded. But yeah, that's about it, guys. You know, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I know these videos are a bit on the shorter side, but that's only because it's like I want... A lot of my videos, when it came with topics, required a lot of rambling, and it also required a lot of explaining, but there's not really much to explain. I just gave my reasonings why I think you should be excited and why you should buy Battlefield 1, you know, so there's not too much to really, like, there's not really too much to say, I guess, but as a whole, I think you should buy the game. It looks really good. I played its beta, it was really good, it was well balanced, and the immersion of World War I is, oh my gosh, World War I. Sorry guys, I just had a long day at school today. But as a whole, guys, I think you should get the game. If nothing else, I think if this game is successful, it'll finally kind of cry out to EA and DICE and all. Not EA and DICE, but just the industry as a whole. It'll kind of finally show them you don't have to make a game in the future in order to be good. Like, you can do something in the present or the past, and maybe that'll finally, I don't know, be a little call to Call of Duty. Get it? Call of Duty. But I know it's a bad joke, but maybe it'll finally be a call for Call of Duty to, like, actually you know, maybe go back to the present or the past, like its fan base is asking them. But that's a topic for another video. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Not really much more to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video up, subscribe, stay tuned to more content, and yeah, guys, until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.